Yep, first SEC weekend. We've been waiting for this and working for this and preparing for this, so we're excited to host Vanderbilt. Really good ball club. Coach Corbin, I think everybody that's coached in this league. I've been in this league as long, but I haven't been a head coach one place for 23 years. Done an amazing job. They're hot coming in. I think their runs scored and given up 51-5 in this five-game winning streak that they have. Looking at some of these stats here and historical pitching program, and they're second to country in hits allowed per nine, third in strikeouts. WHIP, 12th in the country in ERA, and then field 987. They've just done an amazing job. Got a few players hitting above 360, and just gotten off to a good start. Most teams in our league have gotten off to a good start. I saw the non-conference winning percentage of our league a few days ago, and it was at 85%. That eclipsed an 82% mark for the entire season last year. So it's trending in a positive way. But we're excited. We're excited to be home. I'm excited. I was going to try to put this on my umbrella here, the bringer of rain. So tomorrow's Josh Donaldson Day. I'm super excited. Got a chance to coach Josh when he was here at Auburn. Just an amazing man, him and his beautiful wife, and two girls will be here. He's been in spring training for the last 13 years, so we honored him in football in the fall. This is our time to honor him for his career and really getting his start at Auburn collegiately. And, our performance center is named after him. Josh Donaldson is our lead giver. He's giving back to Auburn. This is a chance for us to give back to him tomorrow, and I would just encourage, everybody to come out and make Josh and his amazing family feel welcome at Plainsman Park. So, but I'm looking forward to the series, looking forward to having Josh back, and looking forward to be in the friendly confines of Plainsman Park.
But any update on Ike as you get ready for this weekend?
Yeah, as you know, we're starting our first time for SEC baseball coaches and trainers really to put out the medical deal, and Ike will be out probably 10 days. We'll not swing a bat. We've worked with our people. We've done second opinion. We've done everything there, and a fracture and just pain. It was a weird spot in that scalp and back and ribs and muscles and things of that nature. So he'll be out for the next 10 days, and he was listed as out for this series.
Butch, what's sort of the plan? It looks like is Cade Fisher going to go Saturday, and what made you decide to go ahead and go with him?
Yeah, he missed the one start, and we've been doing the abbreviated short stuff. I just, as few moving parts as possible, we've really tried to hold and connect and stay with what we've done. So last week was the first week that I think the player wound up being angry at the coach for getting him out of there, and I like that. That's kind of what I've been waiting for, to be honest with you. So I think he can go more and do more. And so those have been pedestrian outings for somebody that we think is getting better and better every week. This would be a good time to let him go if he's ready to fight for more. So I thought that was a good indication last week that he wanted to pitch more and go further and take the kid's gloves off, and he'll get every chance. So we're going to stay the exact same way and go Dutton and Fisher and Chatterton and not change things. We supposedly been preparing. If we needed to do something else, we needed to be preparing a different way. I love what the two players said, keep the main thing, and, it's a military adage, but you don't rise to the level of your competition, you sink to the level of your training. I think we've prepared good. We've played good people. I don't mean any disrespect to anybody we've played. I think we've played a schedule thus far that I think Vanderbilt will be some of the positive, good, strong suits of teams that we've already played. I hope that's the case and should be to be ready to go. But I think this team's prepared. I really love the leadership of this team, like I've mentioned. We've seen some bright spots. Even whatever we drop 2 or 3 games, it's I think we've been able to learn from some of those moments and stuff, and that makes a stronger team too. So can't wait to get going.
Have you thought about how you can use the tablets and the analytic info in games in the dugout, or is that something where that's maybe more of a Tiford thing, a Gabe Gross thing, and you're going to kind of stick with what you do?
Yeah, I think you're trying to tell me I'm dated and old school.
I had somebody's comment, we're not going to look at it this weekend. I'm like, I'm sure he'll use it a little bit. But I'll ask.
I'm asking for one. We have 5 of them, so surely the head coach can get one of them. The SEC is in control of those, so they have a good understanding of what information is going on each tablet, all schools. I think what you're trying to do is take things from paper, take some of that preparation that people are rifling through notebooks and stuff, and have available to you there. So I think I'm understanding it's 2 components. It's a note-taking type deal of a paper scouting report put on the iPad, and then some TrackMan data that's being accumulated as you go through. So this is unique, and I'm gonna try to look at one. But you're right. I probably won't be trying to touch any buttons or going anywhere. I would say it's a starting process. I mean, we haven't had these for a long time. Like everything, it's like an introduction, and like, okay, you're playing conference, then here you can turn these on. So we'll absolutely be looking at it, taking it in, but it's the beginning of a process. We are not prepared. Our team's more prepared to go play baseball than we are prepared to use these iPads, but they'll start circulating within the dugouts of SEC play starting tomorrow.
Which is talk about now that I guess the importance of what you've seen from Chase Fralick the last couple of weeks, and then Cale Strickland is a guy that obviously you believe in as well. Having those 2 guys there to help you offset the loss of Ike.
I've advertised, I think the 4 catchers is one of the best depth I can remember ever having coaching, and that'll be tested with Ike being out. But I think we all know that Fralick's done an amazing job. I think he surpassed even what I thought in January and February, where he'd be going into the game. That's a coach likes that when you get even more from that position. So I do trust Cale Strickland. I'm surprised we played this many games and he hadn't played more. He's phenomenal, and even Lucas Steele. So we still have a good depth at that position. I think we all know that we feel like we're better with Ike Irish. We also know that we can't make excuses, and we also know that we got guys that have been playing good baseball. So it's they'll step up and fill in that gap for us for sure.
Butch, you've talked about define those roles on the pitching staff and your bullpen. Who do you think would be the closer and the top setup guys going into this series?
Yeah, probably if you try to force something that's not always going to work organically from playing these games, it looks like Ryan Hetzler is a guy that's crazy strike percentage, the flag we've been waving as a pitching staff, and then ability to move the ball around and get to 2 or 3 different pitches, I think is great. So organically, it feels like he's done that role the most. Players are allowed to get better, and we got some guys. Hayden Murphy's who we had advertised from all that great work in the fall, spring. I don't think it's over yet, but you're asking going into this series who would be. It looks like Hetzler's done that. I still think Watts and Murphy can make some adjustments and do some things, and a lot of it's simplification. A lot of it's maybe pitching tighter instead of an open space and getting behind the ball. We're trying to make some of those adjustments with those guys that we still desperately believe in. Still think Carlson can do something for us. He's a trusted leader now, captain on this team. And I really think these last 2 appearances of somebody's a veteran like John Armstrong can do something for us. We saw it again Tuesday. We saw a phenomenal outing last weekend. So I think those are the guys that I would be talking about or expecting to be coming out and trying to finish at least the beginning half of this series against Vanderbilt.
And sorry to ask about Ike again, but 10 days from now, does that mean he's going to miss the opening 2 SEC series?
I would say that's in grave jeopardy, and I know we're just going a series at a time here, but I do think there's a healing period of time that I think they would that he would feel better. We did take batting practice in Huntsville, and just it's been more painful than we thought. So looking under the hood, giving that rest, let all those muscles in that area calm down. I don't think there's anything. Again, not playing doctor, I don't think there's anything to do with that except for give that some time. And so we'll probably, I wasn't a math major, but if I start counting 10 days, I do think that puts both the first 2 weekends in jeopardy. And we're really playing 2 teams that like to run and do some things and are very, very similar. So, but That's our deal. I think we missed 3 or 4 weeks. It felt like with him last year. He even tried to play hurt some last year, so that was a challenge for us. Almost half of the SEC slate. So if he misses 2 in his back, we'll take it at this point.
Now that the non-con schedule is mostly wrapped up, but midweeks, what's kind of the one, I guess, the biggest takeaway you had about your team, the thing that you learned that you didn't know going into the year from that slate?
Yeah, just resetting the pitching staff has been the elephant in the room for us. There's still work to do there, but I do feel like we have pieces, and I feel like we're in a better place starting conference play than we were a year ago from the pitching standpoint. Fralick, I have to mention that again, just that a guy playing like a freshman All-American and then catching really good. Cooper McMurray is just quietly just gets RBIs, and plays good baseball. Derek Fabian, I didn't know if he'd play every day at shortstop. I thought Guevara, Snow, I thought these first 17 games that you'd see 3 different shortstops. The hamstring, really the level of play, the at-bats that Derek's had, the comfort he's had in second year, and his ability to coach on the field. We hadn't tried to force anything, so to me, to this point, he's really stuck at shortstop in a good way. But I still believe in the other 2 guys. Fralick did such a good job. That's why I didn't think Cale Strickland would have got more opportunities. But that's how good a job Fralick's done. Cale Strickland's done nothing but be an amazing teammate and a good player and ready to go. Outfield, and then I guess the last thing I'd mention is just positionally and on the mound, our freshmen. And I know what everybody's sitting there saying, now conference play starts and everything changed, but these guys have had a good run for a month or so here of playing baseball and have had good at bats. They've not only been contributors, they've made a difference in ball games. So hopefully we're not going to change much tomorrow. It'll still be the bases will be the same distance. They'll still be facing a good opponent. But these young guys have been impressive, and they're a huge part of what we're doing. So that's been a pleasant surprise.